Hello my beautiful cancers, welcome to Taurus Lady channel. I hope you still remember me. I'm gonna do a lot for later reading. How do they see you and how do you see them from today up to early October, up to the first week of October. Okay, my dear cancers, we're gonna look into your energy and the energy of the person you're dealing with, you're thinking of right now. Just remember that this sides, because I'm gonna on the right hand side look into how do they see you, on the left hand side how do you see them, and these sides can go vice versa, they really can. So whenever I pull a card, go with the flow. I mean, go with the feeling. If you think this sort of resonates with you more, or if you're a cross watcher, keep that in mind, okay? And we're gonna look into the blockage between you two, the hypothetical blockage and the outcome. And I'm gonna pull two cards as a piece of advice, okay? So let's do it. How do they see you, cancers, from today? I believe it's the 19th, correct me if I'm wrong, from the 19th of September up to, let's say, 7th of October. Whoa, the way they view you. Three of Wands. Okay, cancers. They see you as if you are waiting for your ships to come. Cancers, are you waiting for them? Interesting. They see you waiting for something that you know it's coming. It's like you know it's coming, because Three of Wands indicates someone who's already put a lot of effort into something, and now they're pretty sure that whatever they've put their effort into, it's coming. Whatever they've put their passion into, their emotion, now they're waiting. I'm waiting for my ships to come. I know they come. I know they're coming. So they see you waiting. Are you waiting, Cancer? That's how they see you. So they know you're waiting. You know what I'm saying? They know you're waiting. Are you waiting for them? I mean, are the ships coming? But you're pretty sure they are, because in this card, I'll refer to it back again. And Three of Wands is about the last stage of working towards success, and after that stage we've got completion here, okay? Like I said, you're waiting for your ships to come. Okay, that's how they see you. I feel like, you know, you're waiting for your ships to come. You think you should, they should come to you, okay? And they know that you're waiting for them. Perhaps you shouldn't be that nice, Cancer. You shouldn't let them know. You shouldn't make them think that, you know, you can just wait for them. Well, I don't know, I just feel this way. Okay, they also view you, Cancers, with, whoa, the Devil. They think that there might be some addictions or some unhealthy behavior, some addictions in your life. Maybe you're attached to some toxic energy in your life. This could be your work, Cancers. You do work hard, Cancers. Maybe you're attached to the wrong thing, and they think this something you seem to be attached to, something that is your addiction, is something that they see as toxic, okay? Or possibly you in a third party situation. You might be thinking of this person, but you might be actually in a committed relationship, or vice versa. You know what I mean? Like there's a situation in which you are, and they know about this, and you feel like you can't detach yourself, Cancer, from it, but you can, okay? You feel chained to this Devil's energy, this toxic energy, which represents addiction to money, addiction to wrong people, anything that could be toxic in your life, even addiction to watching tarot, addiction to playing PlayStation, you know what I'm saying? Or simply addiction to being in love with more than one person, addiction to never, I don't know, take it as resonates with you, but this is about addiction, it's about toxic energy. There's something that they feel like it's toxic in your life, okay? I've given you some examples now. There could be others, but when it's love, usually it's also because we've got freeze here and we've got toxic energy also freeze, you know, as if like you are involved possibly with more than one person, okay? Sometimes that doesn't mean we don't love the person we're with, or we don't love the new person. You know, I truly believe we can love two people at the same time, maybe with different intensity, and that's something that you may find yourself that's the situation you may find yourself in, Cancers, because you are so emotional, you know. So you believe in true love. Okay, they also view Cancer with, whoa, flipped, the Hermit mode in a reverse position. Okay, as if you in the recent past, Cancer, you might have isolated yourself, you might have spent a lot of time by yourself, you might have ignored them, not on purpose, okay, but you were over analyzing the situation, you were thinking about it. And this is Virgo's energy. Virgos are very analytical, quite critical, not because they are very negative people, because they want things to be perfect, and they usually got a vision, so they know that sometimes it's better to take a person apart and not be disappointed than jump into something 2 feet and be disappointed. That's what you did, Cancer. You took on that Virgo's energy in the recent past, and they noticed, and you were over analyzing and possibly over critical of the situation, of the connection. If really there was a third party situation, or there was some addictions or toxic situation, you were quite skeptic about this connection, okay? They know you did that in the past, okay? We've got that in a reverse position. That is the past, and for that reason you felt like you needed to be left alone. You felt like you needed to isolate yourself, do some soul searching, you know, self-reflection. You were self-reflecting on this connection, on yourself, how all of this, you know, fit into the picture. Like I said, it was an analytical, like a analyzing, over analyzing, but also going within, looking within for very, very important answers to very, very deep questions that you had, okay? So you took on that energy, me time. But I think you kept coming out of this, and you've came out because that's in the recent past. Maybe that's why, if you're not talking, that might be the reason, okay? But now let's look into how do you see them, Cancer. How do you see them? Whoa. You see them with the end of the cycle. You feel like possibly there was here again a toxic situation, maybe repetitive pattern. Maybe you felt like they keep repeating the same pattern over again, and you always feel like you end up being put back to square one, okay? And I feel, Cancer, as if, you know, you, with the full moon in Pisces last weekend, perhaps you deciding now that, you know, naturally things coming to the end for many people. If there was some unhealthy connections, toxic relationships, or any sort of ongoing and unhealthy cycles, like with this card, maybe you realize finally you decided, you know, well, it's about time, you know, this comes to the end, you know, I'm gonna close the door for the new door to open, okay? So you view them as if, you know, they have some kind of a toxic energy as well. So I feel like you both mirroring each other. They think you've got some toxicity going on in your life, and they think the same of you, okay? So maybe this is where the argument happened, and you argue over such things. You would tell them, you know, you keep doing this and that all the time, all over again. You know, you never learn. You never learn from your mistakes. I've told you I'm not happy about this and this, but you keep making the same mistake over again. And I feel like, you know, we never moving forward. We like going forward and backward, forward and backward, forward and backward. And you felt like, you know, for that reason, you see that. I feel like it's not even the end of the cycle with them. You see them in a repetitive toxic situation. Maybe you too involved in it, you know, you feel like they were the ones causing this situation, you know what I'm saying? Like repetitive behavior that they knew it was negative, not only impacting negatively on them but also on you, and it's like they keep repeating this cycle. This cycle is not finished, I feel like, and maybe it's finished off for you, but it's not finished. So if it's not, yeah, initially I said it would be finished because usually that's what the card means. Put something to the death, that's the advice. Put something to the rest that does not serve you, that's holding you back. But I feel like you view them as if they keep repeating the same unhealthy behavior cycle. And you know whatever happened between you two, that they will come all over again. You waiting for them, either for them to be changed person, you waiting for them. Maybe the cycle, they're repeating the same cycle, and you know now that the stage when they would always come back to you, but they're not here yet and you're waiting. I hope this makes sense. You also view them with might be dealing with Scorpio energy. We've got Capricorn, Scorpio, yeah, Virgo. Okay, you view them as someone who's got many options in love, someone who's a bit of a player. You know, they can't ever choose. They always make you possibly feel as if they got more than one option, and maybe that is their repetitive you know, cycle that you don't like, that you find this behavior quite off-putting. Okay, it's like they can't change it, you know. They love to have you, but also love to look at others or be sort of involved with others. That's how I see it, you know. Or maybe, you know, they got to make a choice right now. Maybe they're confused right now about some major choice they have to make in their life, but they can only choose one thing. And then one of those cups is you, but they've got many other options, okay? Many other options of a playful energy, player's energy, or just a simply confusion, you know. But we've got many cups. This person's got many options in love. There's a you and there are other things, you know, and he's not sure whether he should choose you, she or he should choose you, or should they just go for another option. You also view them with Cancers. Whoa, right, 3 cards came out. Usually I take one, but when they come out like this, I just take them. You view them as your soulmates, Cancers. Divine connection. Judgment, reconciliation. Possibly you're ready to that you know, you view them as the soulmates, and you view them, sorry, you view them as if with Judgment, you know, I feel like they're ready to, you know, they possibly ready to self-reflect on themselves or where they're gone wrong. They're happy to reconcile, you know. Judgment is about giving a call to the other half and saying, listen, I know I did you wrong. I know I wasn't fair. You know, I spent some time by myself. I needed to figure things out, and you know, I'm ready to sort things out. I'm ready to finish the unfinished business. That's what it could mean, because Judgment here is an unfinished business. Okay, so hopefully you know, you view them as an unfinished business. You know that you're soulmate, but I'm hoping here, and I'm feeling this, that maybe it's what you're hoping for, that call will happen, that they will get in touch with you, because you view them this way. You know they're regretful about things between you, that they did not work out. You know that they're still living in the past. You know that they're still crying over you. You know they haven't moved on. Okay, at the same time, you know, you feel like perhaps you know, it's about time for them to, you know, give you a call and finish this unfinished business, get clarity and get a closure. I feel like what you want is a closure. Or you want to kind of understand better why it didn't work out. Why did you possibly not choose me? Why did you keep repeating the same negative cycle? It affected me, it affected our connection. So you are, you know, you are my soulmate, that's what you say, yeah? But I want you to self-reflect on yourself. I hope you are ready to give me a call. I hope you are ready to basically finish and say what's been unsaid and give me some closure. I'm seeking a closure. Cancer, you're seeking a closure to do with something that did not work out. Like I said, you know, because of the Pisces and full moon, like that's what you're waiting for. You know, you naturally know that you gotta let it go here possibly, okay? But you're waiting. You know what you're waiting for? If your ships are not coming, you're simply waiting for closure and they sort of know it. So are you waiting for your closure? Are you waiting for them to explain themselves? Because you know they're feeling guilty. You know they had definitely deep feelings for you. You two are soulmates. You know this. Wow. That's why I had to take these 3 cards, because they seem to connect really well together. Now, what is the main blockage between Cancer and the person they're dealing with? You're waiting for a closure, possibly. Though you naturally, at the same time, you're waiting and you're not waiting. You know what I'm saying? You understand that it's vital, it's important for you to move on. With the full moon in Pisces, you know, you've done your soul searching. You've understood throughout the Virgo seasons, we're still in Virgo seasons, you know, that it is rational for you to move on. But there is also the Pisces energy, or like, you know, now the Venus in Libra, meaning we're more like, we craving a lot more. So I think that's what making you right now, this Venus in Libra, making you wait. You're still waiting. But how long are you gonna wait, Cancer, for? You're hoping for them to give you closure, to at least meet up and talk. Where did we go wrong? Okay? Because you know they still regretful and they're feeling sorrow about what happened. At the same time, you see them repeating the same sort of unhealthy behavior, not learning from mistakes passively, or you sort of see them as if you know you got to put it to the rest, you know you got to close the door when it comes to them, but it's not that easy, because sometimes without closure it's harder. It's what keeps us stuck on someone. So you're waiting. That's how they see you, they know it. Are you, Cancer, involved with more than one person? Or is there also some kind of a toxic behavior, addiction? You two had sort of issue with each other. You would say you've got some toxicity going on in your life, and they would come back and throw at you the same accusation that you also got some toxicity in your life. So don't point fingers at me, because you know better. That's the energy I'm feeling here. And let's look at the main blockage between you two, Cancer. The blockage between Cancer and the person they're thinking of. Get some water first. I feel like I'm waffling today, but I'm sorry, I've just been very busy today. Wow. Okay, we got Ace of Wands in the reverse position. Passion. Go for it. It's like in the upright position, this is about just go for it. The universe telling you, that's the clear message. Go for it. Follow your passion. Just go for it. This is your destiny. go for it. In the reverse, it's like none of you want to go for it, okay? None of you want to go for it. It doesn't mean you don't love each other. It doesn't mean you haven't got feeling for each other. It's just you feeling like maybe there's not enough passion as there used to be between you. That could be one option. Or the other, you're just simply not going for each other because you're not sure whether you two are still got the fire in you whenever you get together, whether you're still that passionate about each other, or simply you just don't want to go there out of pride because you feel like, well, they got to change. You're thinking like they got to change their behaviors, they're not changing them. I don't want to feel as if I'm the option. And they also feeling as if you got some toxic energy happening in your life surrounding you. So what is the outcome, Cancer, for you and this person for at least the next 2 weeks? Whoa, 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 whoa. We've got 4 of coins, okay? 4 of coins in an upright position, holding on to security and holding on to stability, and that is the outcome here. So you're not going for each other, you're not going for each other, possibly because you feel like there might be not as much passion, you might be not sharing as much passion as you used to share, you simply just don't want to go for it. And you're holding on to security, you're afraid of taking a risk, so you rather be happy where you are instead of getting more out of life, risking it. This person here, he's afraid of risking what he's built, financial stability, not just about finance but also stability in life, Cancer. You might be dealing with a star sign who likes stability, for whom security, stability is very important, okay? So that's what you have to take into account, but it's also very important for you. So maybe you both stuck thinking, or you go, they're toxic, and then they say talk about you that you toxic. So whether you cross watcher or whether you Cancer, you both mirroring each other in a way that you both think you're toxic. I feel like you need to both sort of work things out and talk about, focus more on the positives, because I feel like you focusing, you think they're focusing more on the negatives, which they do, and I think you also do that here. So yeah, I don't think many things changing in the next upcoming 2 weeks. Holding on to security and stability, I understand that. I'm a Taurus lady. Taurians do that quite a lot. The only thing with 4 of coins, whether this energy is attached to you or your the person you're dealing with, or whether you're a cross watcher, if you stay for a long time, you may miss out on real opportunities in life, like real opportunity in love, okay? Wow. So let's see what are the pieces of advice. 2 cards. Okay, we got Knight of Wands and Page of Swords. Okay, piece of advice or message from the universe. Page of Swords. This is, maybe back in time you thought that maybe you were dealing with someone who's younger, but Page of Swords is an immature energy, immature in love. They always ask lots of questions, why, but they don't listen, okay? So I feel like maybe what happened here in the past is someone, you two you talk to each other, but you didn't listen. You passed the message, but you didn't hear. Sometimes we talk, but we hear things, but we don't listen. And I think that's what happened here, okay? There is a listening, the back in time there were listening issues, and someone was possibly didn't want to really commit fully to the connection. And then we've got Knight of Wands, someone who, the advice is you got to follow your passion, okay? You got to follow what you're passionate about. This is a fiery energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. you know, but also someone who's quite impulsive, someone who likes to take hasty actions, and someone who hasn't really got a plan, okay? So I feel like that's something, you know, that I would, well, usually I would advise you not to do it, not to follow you, not to be like the Knight of Wands, because Knight of Wands is super impulsive. So if you are afraid of this, Cancer or cross watcher, you know, why don't you make a plan? Why don't you put yourself in a situation when you can take the risk, when you can leave the house, when you can leave the relationship, when you can change things in your life, when you know you end up in a situation possible when you won't be afraid of losing your coins, of losing your stability, okay? And then you know, because I think right now this is not listening, right? Sorry, sometimes I'm like processing my thoughts. Page of Swords is someone who doesn't listen, ask questions, why, okay? They like to gossip a lot as well. But that's in a reverse position, okay? So maybe if you thought this person didn't want to commit back in time, that is not the energy right now, okay? Cancer, they're different now. But you know, I feel like you two need to, you two back in time were not committal. You didn't listen to each other. But with Knight of Wands, I feel like, you know, you need to both have a plan. Maybe that's what you're lacking. And Cancer, because this is a reading for you, it's important if this person, if you do, you know, if they do come around, if their ships come in form of, you know, your ex-boyfriend or the person you're waiting for, or your, you know who I'm talking about, just don't jump 2 feet straight away. Don't be like all over them. Don't come too strong, to you know, like too strong, too quickly, too early, okay? Because then it may actually put them off. Does that make sense? That's how I feel, you know. I hope this message makes sense. So have a plan. Just have a plan and don't rush. Follow your passion, of course, but don't just be all over them. Don't come too strong, you know, because it may scare them off. But I don't really feel like they deserve it as well. Okay, what's the piece of advice? Be practical. Be like the King of Coins. Be practical. So, you know, use your practical skills here. What's the piece of advice? Okay, and you know, back in time, someone here couldn't, you know, take a risk. Didn't want to make any changes. It's important, you know, you make changes, okay? You know, you got to make changes. You can't just sit on the top of this castle, Cancer, and be like, okay, I know I've got other options. Should I stay? Should I go? No, just decide whether you're staying or whether you're going. You got to decide, you know. You shouldn't just be wondering, and you shouldn't be thinking, should I stay, should I go? You should take action, okay? Otherwise you're wasting your life. Decide, am I staying in this or am I moving forward? You decide, okay? But be practical when doing it. Use your practical abilities, because you are afraid of, you know, losing your stability in life. And make sure you listen, you know, maybe you listen to them if they end up giving you a call with this reconciliation card, you know. Just make sure you both listen to each other, okay? And don't be impulsive. Don't jump 2 feet into it, okay? Take your time, Cancer. Take your time. Wow. The bottom of the deck, the bottom of the deck, we've got King of Wands, okay? A go-getter, okay? A fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We've got here 2, 3 fire star signs cards. So you might be dealing with a fire star sign. Oh my god, I'm stuttering today. yeah, so King of Wands, the energy is, you know, focusing on you, what you want to achieve in your life, Cancer, okay, following your passion. But it's important you don't you listen to what other people's advising you. So I'm advising you not to be impulsive, not to jump to fit into it. Take your time, okay? Because King of Wands, sometimes he ends up not listening to what people tell him around, tell him around, and then you know, sometimes he may come across quite arrogant or selfish, and it's not like your energy, but I'm just telling you with this one, it's important you are not stubborn, okay? Do not be stubborn. We don't want any stubbornness here. Wow. So just to recap quickly, the main blockage is you two are either not going for each other, you just like both stubborn, I don't want to go for you, well, I'm not going for you, and you both labeling each other and telling each other, well, you've got something, there's something you've got to fix, and they telling you the same, okay? For that reason, you're not going for each other. The outcome is you holding on to security and stability in your life, but you view them as, you know, someone who is feeling sorry. You know, they're sad about the way things did not work out between you, and you think that there's still an unfinished business with them, and you hoping possibly they would call you, they would discuss it, you ready to talk over things with them, okay? You're hoping they are ready for this as well. You might be simply seeking here closure, because I feel like I said with full moon in Pisces, you know, you might be ready to let it go, but not fully, because you're waiting for the closure to come. And that's how I see it, because you know that you're soulmate, but it doesn't mean you gotta be with them forever, right? It's just what they are. Soulmates, they come here, they shake our life, they make us go on YouTube, look for tarot, twin flames, soulmate, we Google all of that, and then we learn that maybe we were not meant to be here together forever. You know what I'm saying? Cancers, I hope this resonates with you, and I will speak to you in early October. Bye bye.